Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 108.
108. 108 in other countries.
My name's Ingo Weigel.
I'm Matt Griffith. This is an MMA show where we are the few, the proud, the wet dreams.
Okay.
And the MMA show by other fans, for other fans, where we walk the line between serious and ridiculous.
So speaking, wet dreams, what would be in a wet dream for you, sir? That's
Oh, it depends. Depends what night it is.
Okay. Interesting topic to start the show.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, it's hot as fuck still here in the Chicagoland areas.
Yes, and humid.
Yeah.
'Cause I was working outside today, and I was like, wow, it doesn't feel that warm, but I'm just sweating. My wife was like, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. I just can't stop sweating. It's really sticky out there, and tomorrow's going to be worse.
It'd be awesome. We're going to the beach.
Not me, but you.
I'm
I have to work. I have this thing called an office they make me sit in. And a computer I type on. And these phone calls I take.
I've got no comments. I work. Sometimes
Matt
here,
works on the
sometimes
show.
there.
He's working hard on his tan. He's living the dream. That's all
I am.
can say.
As long as I can make it live for.
I like to be that
All
on
good.
this path.
Yeah. So news for this week. Let's start with it's a little old, but we'll get into it was a Bradley Pacquiao fight spurs some federal legislation.
Boxing.
Yeah, Senator John McCain and Harry Reid are trying to establish a U.S. boxing commission. They will carry out federal boxing law, work with the industry and local commissions, and license boxers, promoters, managers, and organizations.
Okay.
I have my own opinions, but what do you think about this?
Well, I mean, it could be good, it could be bad, but I really don't like government doing anything. They should just mind their own fucking business and let sports regulation be handled by sports people and just leave it alone. So.
Well, it's like we were talking beforehand, the fucking baseball, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's try these fuckers because they're trying to be the best they can be, and government has no business being involved in sport. Sport is a fucking game. It's something you play as a child.
Right.
They play checkers.
Yep.
Are they going after, how about chess? Do they go after these guys that are all hopped up on, like,
Brain
speed
juice,
and
Adderall.
Yeah. Well, the guy's fucking, who was the guy that was the champion?
Bobby Fischer?
Sure. And, or the computer that's too fucking smart.
Oleg Tarnov.
Yes.
Some Russian guy.
There you go. Or the computer. The computer is probably all hopped up on shit. The fucking government get involved.
The computer was juicing?
Yeah. It's like fucking
like
triple.
Instead of 120 volts, he's like at 240. He's like, give me the juice.
Quad processor cubed.
Yeah.
But it's fucking ridiculous. They gotta stay out of this shit.
But it's weird though, because McCain was so against fighting MMA, and now he's a boxing.
I know.
He's a boxing guy, but he's like, I want my sport regulated well. I don't know. It's what the fuck do I know?
I don't know. It's just fucking ridiculous.
It smells fishy.
It does, like a dirty whore pussy.
Ouch. Okay.
That's fishy. Oh, that's bad. Next news topic. Did you see the UFC offered to refund tickets for UFC 147? I think it was the first time in history. I think we even mentioned that. We were talking about they might have to do some refunds because this card is going to suck.
Except that from looking at the thing, I think no one took them up on the offer.
Well, like, that's the thing. Like,
the stadium was packed.
If you already bought travel accommodations, that's great. You want to refund my ticket, but I'm kind of fucked unless I have some kind of insurance or whatnot. But
yeah.
Yeah, did you see that line? It was like 3 miles long that they showed.
For what?
To get into the event.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's pretty awesome. Brazilian fans have got to be some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, they are crazy, but they're definitely... I think that's a crowd you'd like to be a part of.
Yeah. They were blowing my speakers out on the fucking prelims. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah.
And they said it was packed for the prelims, which is probably a first ever. Because fucking, you go to any of the fights, you know, the ones we were to, what was it, UFC 90
empty.
Or something?
Yeah, pretty much till the main card, it starts to slowly fill. Even the Strikeforce, the Fedor one, it was empty halfway through still when Daly was fighting and stuff. And then when Fedor arrived, it got full, but it was...
Like, why would you want to miss out? Like, a lot of good shit happens in the prelims.
Us Americans, we have too much disposable income, I think. People don't give a shit about spending a couple $100. They just show up at the end. Who cares?
I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah,
I want to see every fucking fight that happened, everything possible.
Yeah.
So. What else is going on? News-wise.
You want me to say anything?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I mentioned this to you before. I don't want you to make too much fun, but there was a disabled grappler that won the crowd in Brazil, jiu-jitsu competition. Patrick Santos of Gamafilho team grapples with some kid named Alan, and he has cerebral palsy. You can check it out on the monitor up here. It's high-tech shit we got going on. But, I mean, okay, I know that he's got a purple belt. He's trying to hold him. I mean, you could speak freely. Obviously, it's.
I can't, because you know what I want to do and what I want to say.
Make fun of people.
It's not nice. It's really not nice.
You know, the guy he was grappling in the competition obviously was taking it easy, letting him. But I think it's pretty cool that in a sport where, you know, aggression and whatever is king, you know, that they let a guy who wants to work out, and it's probably good for his, I would assume it's good for his condition to be physically fit. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Maybe. Wow.
I don't know, but I'm going to make that guy fucking, like,
tap out,
pretend like he's jerking me off. Yeah. I don't know, but that's just me. I'm going to choke him out. Yeah. I don't give a shit. If he's stepping, what are we on? We're on wrestling mats. You're going down. I don't care if you're special or not.
Competition. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're getting choked out. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, whatever.
It's the way it goes.
Jiu-jitsu people are cool. Rock on. Keep it real, people.
But why
Stay black!
Or what was the other one? Huh? Pantalones negro. What'd you say? The other.
I love.
Stay negro.
Stay negros.
It's in Spanish.
Yes.
So, where was I going now?
When did I say that? I forgot.
That was like last show, I think.
Was it? Okay.
It's all good.
I don't remember last show.
Everything's a blur. Every time we sit down, it's like, it's very familiar, but very different every time. It's always good.
Really, we tape 7 shows in a row. And
we're constantly changing fucking wardrobe, and the set changes, and fucking slides, and this, and that, and whatever. We'll just move along, because nothing else good is going to come out of my mouth.
Fair
How's
enough.
that? Fair. So, did you see this Roger Huerta fight with the soccer kick, which I put this on Facebook. I thought soccer kicks are awesome when they're in the video game and I'm delivering them on Michael Bisping. But when I see it in real life, it looked totally unnecessary because Huerta was pretty much out and you didn't need to fucking soccer kick him. And he delivers a soccer kick and it looks like a goddamn street fight to me. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the soccer kick. How about you?
Well, I'm confused by the rule because I was trying to figure this out today. I didn't know about this till you told me last night when we were watching the UFC. And I was trying to figure out, this is ONE FC, right? Is that is okay. Yeah. So apparently they're not always legal, only when the referee calls the kick live or something weird. This is the rule. So like they say that the referee has to allow it in the moment of battle in order, and apparently in the video from what I saw, he was yelling no kick, because the rule
is. And he thought, go kick, okay.
The rule is supposed to be that if a guy is unable to defend himself on the ground because he's nearly knocked out, you're not allowed to kick him in the face. But if you end up there and he's of clear mind and body and he's able to defend himself, then kicks are legal. So my question is these guys are in the heat of battle. Like, how can you have a rule that depends on one guy telling 2 guys who are trying to kill each other that yes you can or no you can't in the middle of the fight? Doesn't that seem crazy?
Sorry. That was totally uncalled for, but
it's all good. It is soccer season. Maybe.
It's still not a sport.
So what do you think?
I don't know.
You asked the question.
I got lightheaded.
If you like I like in the video game with you, but man, it's just brutal. Is it really okay? Huerta's lost like what 6 fights in a row now, or some craziness.
Yeah. I thought he shaved his head. I thought
it didn't even look like him. Are you sure that was Roger Huerta? It didn't look like him at all. I don't know.
No, not so much.
Hard to tell from the video.
I don't know. Talk about a fall from grace too. Yeah. What happened to him? He was like on the. I got that Sports Illustrated somewhere. Like on the cover of Sports Illustrated, I think it was him and Leonard Garcia. It was a fucking pretty good fight, and he just kind of fell out from there.
Well, him and Mike Swick had business relationships, and I think that they had a falling out recently. There's all this shit on the underground about them, just Mike's
in Thailand and
yeah. So maybe the guy's just mental case. I don't know, but he was a good fighter for a while, and I don't know. My point is the soccer kicks are bullshit.
The soccer kick's bad unless it's in the video game.
No, come on, it's not going to be cool. That's one way to get the shit banned in the U.S. is to let people do that to each other.
Yeah, do you think that's going to fly?
No.
McCain's going to jump all up on that shit.
Look at that. The guy's braining the other guy.
They're going to get that shit banned and, like, you'll never see it fucking legal in New York if you had shit like that going.
No. So they should keep it. Bitches. UFC is doing a good thing. I'm almost a fan of maybe possibly banning elbows from top in the because it's becoming
it's more or from bottom because a lot of guys are like Kenny Florian, like those dirty elbows from the bottom.
Yeah,
a lot of guys are just getting cut.
Yeah, and that shit just stops good fights because people are cut from some bullshit thing, and you see how the guys throw them. They're not throwing them with intent to injure. They're slicing.
Or well, the ones where you're like doing that push cut,
trying to cut.
Yeah.
I mean, it's within the rules, but...
It is.
Do you have any more news?
Possibly.
I was going to say, speaking of within the rules...
Go ahead. Well, let's start with this card. I want to just say, first off, I want to talk about John Anik and Kenny Florian.
Suck balls.
I was going to say...
Doesn't that go in here?
I want to try to be nice here. I'm just not a fan of this team. I want... Florian, here's what I figured out. I think Florian is too technical for me because he always is going, oh, he's getting the high single crotch. Everything's that's a high elbow guillotine. Why can't it just be a guillotine? Why can't it just be a single leg takedown?
He's a smart guy.
Does he have, he's too technical.
I think he's got like a degree from Juilliard or some weird place. He's got like a degree from a really high-end school, I think.
He's too smart for me.
He's a really smart guy.
We need to get the WEC team back in there. And who was that?
Frank Mir?
Frank Mir and... that other guy, whose name escapes me now.
I can't remember. I know what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
I'm with that plan.
But we need them in.
Well, the rumor is that because of all the events, supposedly you're going to start seeing Bonner, Mir, even there was talk of Randy Couture or some other guys start to mix in because Rogan physically can't beat him.
He can't do it. That's too
crazy.
Much, man.
So they're going to try to, for some of these FX events or Fox cards, they're going to try to not have Rogan there or the crazy cart. So that would be cool. I like Frank Mir actually as a commentator.
Yeah, and then really even like Bruce Buffer, like sub in Joe Martinez too. Bring the whole WEC old school team in to make it happen.
I'm trying to find it now.
I wrote it down. That's what's pissing me off because I know I have it.
I don't know who you're talking about, but
Todd Harris.
That's it. Yeah.
Done. Make it happen, UFC. Didn't they buy him? Don't they still have him? Is he rostered somewhere?
Maybe he just gets a paycheck. He's like, here. Thanks,
Collect.
guys. Awesome.
Like Scott Coker, here you go.
Yeah.
Pretend like you do something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to start talking about this card?
Well, I really do.
Where do you want to start?
Well, can we start from the main event and work backwards?
is it working on you?
I don't know. It's bothering me.
Why?
Because
we can start there.
Because
Go ahead.
I'm so pissed because, okay, you had these two guys who have potential. You have it in order, too. Did you know it was going to happen?
No, because we only did no one fight. So
you have these two guys who are known for just being able to bring it. And at the end of the day, it seemed like what I was watching was not an MMA fight. It was like something crazy. I don't even... The last time I remember this, we had 5 rounds of Caleb Starnes versus fucking... not quite as bad, but pretty damn close.
The Rock Hammer.
Yeah. What's his fucking name?
Nate Quarry.
Nate Quarry, that's it. Thank you.
And someone else posted on the Facebook, like, Werdum and Overeem was kind of like that, where, not to the extent, but I mean, where he just kept flopping. Werdum kept flopping, flopping.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Or Nick Diaz.
That was, fuck you. That was not even close. You're out of your mind.
Okay.
Because if you're going to throw that in the contention, you better throw every fucking GSP fight in there of late.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, too.
Okay.
So I got to wonder what was the game plan with Clay Guida and...
Stick and move, stick and move.
Stick and run, I think is...
No, it was stick and move.
Come on.
I have no problem with that performance. Well, okay, a little bit. I was laughing my balls off.
Clay Guida we've seen ever.
No,
what the
but
fuck
he
is
tried
going
to...
on here?
He tried to beat him with what he's known for.
Speed.
Cardio.
Cardio.
Unfortunately... Maynard didn't bite in the first round. Like, he didn't come out balls a-blazing or whatever you want to call it. Came out paced.
I don't know. I'm just a little bit confused.
And I thought Guida won the fight, by the way.
Oh, come on.
He had 1, 2, and 3. Even though the fight metric stats only had, I think in the third round, Maynard landing one more strike than Guida. But
Okay.
I thought it was good for a couple rounds of strategy to at least frustrate Maynard. But then when you get him to the point where he's 209ing you, and by the way, I think Maynard did get inducted into the 209 now.
Did he?
Because of the double middle finger. What?
Did he give him the middle finger?
Yeah, he did like twice.
In full
3
disclosure,
times.
I watched the fight on fast forward after the first
Did you play
round.
the Benny Hill music?
It was going off in my head because
Sweet.
I have like 3 speeds, and
Yeah.
then round 2 was in one time fast forward, round 3 was 2 times, and then the rest, like 4 and 5, I had it like as fast as it would go. I'm like, this is such bullshit.
Well, I was just hoping. Well, he's in the 209 now because he did middle finger him. He dropped his hands. He's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah.
And then Clay cracked him a couple times and shot for a takedown. And then he locked up a guillotine and almost got him in the 4th. But I was hoping once Maynard did frustrate him, once Guida did frustrate, he would fucking start doing something.
Anything other than running around.
I think that was.
And then they wanted to scrap after the fucking thing. Like they walked out of the cage and they were jawing. Like, okay, come on. This is if you wanted to fight, you should have done it in the 25 minutes in the cage, not outside the cage. Like, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I think Greg Jackson has figured out a way to play within the rules.
Kill the sport
and kill the sport at kill the sport at the same time.
It's crazy, but we've got to. I think we have to go back to the Pride fucking yellow red card system.
Yellow red card.
I mean,
yeah,
you got to do something because I mean. Murgliata waits till the 5th round with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left to decide, hey, I better give him a warning and say something like, I'm not afraid to take 1, 2, or 3 points. Didn't he say something crazy like that to him?
He did the same thing with the Silva Maia fight. Remember? It was in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Again. But it's too late.
At that point, the fight is over, so now it's doing nothing. Do that in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give him a couple rounds to fuck off, whatever, but then make a statement then.
Yeah.
Because then, like, the last minute and a half, there was some action.
There was, yeah. Well, and I'm a big fan of, Clay Guida. I think he's pretty awesome. This doesn't seem like him. I don't know. You think he needs to get rid of Jack? Go somewhere else, Clay. Come back to Chicago. Train at Stephen Bond. I don't know. To bring your old shit back, because this is not what I want to see.
Well, like, granted, too, one fight does not define a guy.
No.
So all these people that are jumping his shit. Well, the weird thing is, too, that think about how many fans that Maynard gained from this. Because as soon as he dropped his hands, it was like, fuck you, hit me. The crowd just completely supported him, and everyone was booing him. Yeah. So they completely reversed roles in the fight. And it couldn't have helped Maynard's image any more than it possibly did. So
no, I mean, good for him, bad for Guida.
Yeah.
What do you think?
He wins, he loses, and he wins and he loses.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with these guys? What's
I have no idea.
He wants the rematch with Edgar.
He's out of his fuking mind. He said, this will be the trilogy to have the 4th fight. I'm like, really? It's okay. My math's a little off. It's 1, 1, and 1. Let's have a trilogy.
Yes.
And yes, he said it's never happened before, but I don't want to see a 4th fight. Granted, there's some good fights, the 2nd and 3rd one, but I do not want to see a 4th one. What do we have to prove here? He may not even have the title at that. He may be at 145. Are you going to chase him down to 45?
Probably. Well, I think he just wants to beat him. He wants to beat him so bad.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I get the point. You got, a win,
how many rounds
a draw, and a loss.
Every fight was a decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you had, no, because the one ended in the 4th.
Yeah.
And the first one,
they had like 20 rounds already almost. 15. 14.
Well, the first one would have been title, so you should have a 3, a 5, and a 4.
12 rounds.
I can't do math.
12.
What the fuck?
I can do math. 12.
See? Okay.
That's a lot of rounds for 2 guys. That's like a boxing match.
Is.
Fucking hell. Maybe we should just box or grapple only. What are you checking?
I gotta check the settings.
See if we're recording.
Make sure we're all in line.
We've been trying to fuck with the audio to improve it for you people.
It's perfect every time.
Maybe. We will see.
Until I yell goal for a minute and 10 seconds. You gotta put up a counter. a timer. I should have paced myself. I just blew it out.
A long time.
I'll pour beer right on myself.
All right,
It's
so
delicious.
let's talk.
Other fights on the card?
Yeah. Well, while you're drinking, if you drink, I
Oh.
would just like to say that I feel very terrible for Ross Pearson, who I thought was winning his fight on this thing, and then unfortunately he makes a mental mistake and gets clipped.
I think he made a mental mistake by showing up for the fight.
You think so? The other, fuck, who did he fight? I forgot.
Cub Swanson.
Oh, that's it. Cub Swanson. He looked measurably faster than him.
And measurably larger than I think I've ever seen him. Maybe it was just the tan, but he looked fast as fuck, and the combination he hit him with was pretty crazy because it was almost like, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 right hands followed by a hook.
Yeah.
And separated his equilibrium. Hey, look at that. I said
Nice.
it. Anyways. It was like a phantom hook because on the telecast I didn't catch it the first time. Like, what the fuck did he hit him with? And you saw it from the other angle. It's like, oh,
like a lunging left hook,
Yeah.
right on the chin or on the side of the head.
That was brutal.
Yeah, because he was going forward, then it was all of a sudden like, whoa, going down. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So too bad. So sad.
And then we had Ebersol and who is it?
TJ Wahlberger.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, Ebersol, talk about some submission defense, because TJ is throwing a fucking book of submission at him from bottom.
Triangle.
Active guard,
armbar.
and then some. Eddie
Kimura.
Bravo probably had the biggest heart on ever.
Plata.
Yes. It was
50,
like boom,
50.
boom, boom.
Half guard sweeps.
Yes. Keep going.
Kimuras.
Crackhead control.
Americanas. Gi chokes.
Anacondas.
The gi choke.
The Urs choke.
Darts choke.
Just call it a Darce. Why do they have to be the Urs or however they say it crazy?
Isn't that named after somebody?
Mm-hmm.
His name was Darce, wasn't it?
I just say Darce.
Okay.
It's easier.
The Arse.
And
The
however,
Arse.
the RC or whatever.
Those are hard to get.
Yeah. So,
Gotta have long arms.
Ebersol rocking the Harrow again. Hard. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, my neighbor was like, they came over to stop by Friday, have a few drinks, and they're like, oh, you watch the fights? I'm like, nah, I'm recording them, whatever. And he's like, what the fuck is up with that guy with the thing on his chest? I'm like, oh, Brian Ebersol? And his wife was like, yeah, I thought he was cute till he took off his shirt. And I'm like, what is that shit? Like, I don't know. It just...
It's his staple, man.
Things.
It works for him, right?
Yeah. It's like a
He's
trademark.
in his late 30s, so good for him. Like, fucking resurgence from Ebersol. Making it happen. Crafty veteran.
Yep. He's very good. And then, was there anything else that we wanted to talk about?
Just the Fisher Stout. I thought Stout won the fight. Dana White disagrees. He thought Fisher won, but I don't know. It's debatable.
Yeah.
Throw it out there. What do you guys think? Who won?
Who won that fight?
I didn't hear a lot of argument on that one.
I think the right man won.
Yeah. It just seemed like this was everything that everybody was talking about. Even Dana White bitching like, oh, it was a fucking fight.
Yeah, what you know what though? He's kind of ill, isn't he? Dana? Got some equilibrium issue.
Like deaf. It's like,
Meniere's
yo, I'm
disease.
the deafest brother on this block.
Yeah, he's been pushing for like surgery, and I guess it's so fucked up.
Surgery's not good because
so
you're gonna lose
he's
your
like,
hearing.
Fuck that! I want this shit fixed, and I'm like looking at surgery. I went to Google this stuff. I'm like, wow, there's a really high risk he may never hear again from.
No,
like,
I thought it was like 99%
take the drugs,
chance
jackass.
you're not
Just
gonna hear.
Take some drugs and see if it helps instead of fucking opening.
Could
your
you
head
imagine
up.
him not being able to hear correctly? Oh my God. It's already crazy. He already can't hear the fucking questions. You don't need him half deaf.
Yeah.
He's going to motherfuck everybody at that point. Ready to go to 147?
Maybe. Should we do sponsors now or later?
I don't know. Let's look at a slide and I'll tell you.
Oh, whoa.
That's the fake card.
The fake card. I wish we would have had that card.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is what we have.
Yeah, we'll hit sponsors right before the main event. So
Right.
let's I gotta digress a little bit. Sorry, but once again, we go to another establishment, and
Cup.
once again, wait staff.
It's like Hooters, but not really.
Not as friendly, mostly cunty. And the wait staff's trying to tell us there's this huge room in the back. You probably have, I don't know, 60 tables, call it.
It was a lot.
We have a party of, what, 40 back there?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that rolled in, yeah.
And we get in there, they have a bunch of tables together in one row, a bunch of tables together in another row. I'm like, fuck it, I haven't seen Ingo yet. I'm just going to sit at this table with my other buddy until everybody else shows up. Waitresses come over. This table is reserved. This place is going to be packed tonight. I just start laughing. Like,
really?
Like, one, nobody's going to be here. Two, this is where I'm going to sit for right now. Ah, no, you're not. Blah, 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 blah. You got to move. If you're part of this party, you got to move over here. Like, I'll move when I'm ready. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just fucking, let's back off. So
Yeah.
for about 5 minutes, I got up and moved over to the other table. Then later on, the waitresses come over, or one of them does, and apologizes. Says, "You're right. No one's coming. And I'll be your only waitress tonight. I'm sorry. I need money."
She did a good job, I thought, waiting on us.
Yeah.
She was pretty good. But you know, I'd like to know whatever happened when I was in college. I worked in the service industry, and I worked as a bartender. I worked as a waiter. I worked as a cook. I've done it all, like as far as food goes. And I don't ever recall. I mean, sure, we had shitty waiters and waitresses, but I know management would never. You didn't even bring this up. Okay, there was. Yeah, I don't know. People were throwing some lemons around. Shit was going down.
A waitress may have got hit with the lemon. It was her fault.
It wasn't aimed at her.
But
it's not as bad as it sounds.
She got
it was just kind of in good fun. We weren't rowdy by any means.
And they weren't being hucked with malicious intent.
No, it was just fun.
Yes.
So it's like a random just being crazy. So the manager comes over and bucks up his chest in front of us like, "We're going to need you guys to stop throwing stuff in this establishment now."
No, he said, "Stop throwing fruit."
That's it.
Stop throwing fruit.
That's it. Yes, thank you. He was specific about what we were doing.
I just bust out laughing. I'm like, wow, this guy has no idea, like, the language that he's talking to.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, professional fighters sitting at the table with us.
Did you want to get choked out? Okay.
Like, you might not want to take that.
Good thing everybody just had
guys.
a fight and no one's in serious training. It's just all crazy
Everyone's
and cutting
pretty
weight
mellow.
and stuff. Everyone's pretty cool and everyone stopped. But it makes me wonder, in this day and age, I mean, when we bring a crowd of huge people out there, they're eating, they're drinking, we're spending lots of money. There's no one else there. We're only our crowd crew there. We like made that waitress's night. Why would they treat us shitty? I don't understand.
Because they don't know how to run a business. It's usually whatever the customer wants, the customer gets.
Right.
And at this establishment, they don't understand that for some reason, which is beyond me.
Well, we had a problem with the previous place too. Do you think it's us or is it?
No, I think it's maybe it's just fight nights.
The service
maybe
industry?
it's the UFC fight nights. Maybe they get a rowdy crowd, so they're like on.
Amped up.
Yeah, like, oh, this is.
But there was no one there.
shitty
Even
night.
the first time we went there, they gave us all this huff and puffing, and it wasn't full there.
No, they were being like table Nazis.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
So, mental note, another place not to go to, at least.
Don't go to the Tilt-A-Kilt in Roselle. Fuck you. I'm never going back there again.
Yes. So, before we digress.
I said it. Sue me.
Good for you. I back him 100%. 110%.
Back to the fights.
And no, I'm going to go 118%
Nice.
for the 18% gratuity
Oh, yeah,
that
we
was
added that on,
attached
too.
to the bill.
I tipped a little extra. Thought
Yeah,
she did a good job.
But I always wonder, like, if they put that extra 18% on, can you just subtract that in the tip column? So it says, you know, whatever that is, and I'm going to minus the 18%.
No, you can't.
Why not?
I wonder who came up with 18. That's kind of a weird number.
It is.
It used to be 15 when I was working.
Yeah.
18 is new. They got that extra 3%.
It's
but I always tip
wild.
well. As long as I get good service, I tip well. Dude, I've tipped 50% before if it's been awesome. You know, it just depends. But, I mean, fuck. I think the service industry is just gone to shit.
Gone to shit.
Yes.
Everyone's getting lazy. It's this new crop of 20-year-olds that are fucking things up.
Yeah. No. I come to your restaurant, treat me like, you know.
Treat me like I'm a king. I should be treated like I'm a king. A
like,
VIP.
Like family. You care that I'm there. You want to. And I've had good service recently, too, at a couple places. And I was like, so I was with my wife, I was like, wow, this is really, we're really getting good service here. This is, like, really nice. And I leave a big tip, and I'm like, hey, thank you so much for taking care of us. Because, you know, when you got kids, and sometimes people don't, you know, I don't know. We should talk about something else. But
all right, well,
you know what we're saying.
Before we digress.
Werdum, Russow. He doesn't even want to talk about it. We have to at least talk about the fight. I know, it's close to our heart. Mike Russow is trains out of Comprito's
Working
gym.
on it.
We see I'm working very hard for this fight. probably looked the best he's ever looked, I think, physically for a fight.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your takeaway from this? What do you think happened? Like, it seemed like
he is a man fighting in hostile territory, co-main eventing, and Werdum must have scouted something because he was looking for an uppercut all night long, and he found it. And it was just unfortunate because it was like as soon as he hit that uppercut and Russow dropped, like he just couldn't get it back together. We're all sitting there going, roll, fucking roll, just roll.
Yeah, I think he was stunned when he hit the canvas already.
Because then he just kept hammer fisting and borderline strikes to the back of the head.
There was a couple.
But, I mean, not that it was going to matter at that point because I think it was, at that point, it is what it is and was what it was. So nothing was going to change.
Well, you think maybe it was just a case of too much too soon for Mike?
A little bit because...
Needed one more notch like below a Werdum level to kind of get his bearing on what's possible. And maybe Werdum 2 years ago, Mike can beat him, but right now Werdum looks like he's...
Well, that's the thing. Even the matchup, like, man, you're getting a fucking murderer. And not alone are you getting a murderer to fight, but you're fighting him in his own country.
Yes.
It's such a tough fight. So the results of this fight, you know, afterwards, you have Roy Nelson now coming out, challenging Mike Russow. Loser leave town match. I like it. I love this fight.
The battle of the bodies.
Yeah.
I like it.
The battle of the belly. And Russow looked, like you said, looked pretty lean.
Yeah.
We'll see who's leaner for that fight. Who shows up?
I think Mike could take him. I think he has a good shot there.
Yeah. Let's see some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, we haven't seen him use it in a while.
I was hoping we would see it in this fight, but we didn't get there, unfortunately.
No, because they were up against the cage for a minute. I thought maybe Werdum might try to pull guard there. Because I don't think he likes being pushed against. It's a good time to pull guard.
You know, he was smart because he kept circling out and, like, re-engaging, just waiting to get that uppercut. He tried to get the clinch a couple times, and Mike just evaded the knees a few times. So,
what do you think is next for Werdum? Does he want? He wants.
Well, he wants Dos Santos, but it sounds like they still are going to make the Dos Santos Velasquez fight at some point. The rumor was like 152, but now they're saying it's not going to happen at UFC 152.
When's that? Like September, October?
I have fucking no idea.
They have two a month now, right?
Yeah, roughly. Or 3. It depends. 2 in a weekend. Let's go Friday, Saturday, UFC.
And Sunday.
Yeah. Wow. It's fucking out of control. But yeah, Werdum, obviously, he needs to fight 1, 2, 3, 4. He was probably 4 before this fight. He doesn't move up. Fuck it. Yeah. Well, is Carwin coming back? He's been out forever.
Yeah, he's supposed to. I think he's almost recovered.
True that. Let's move right along.
Yes.
Right into sponsors. I might be ready for it.
Sponsors! We have MMAHQ.com, the world's best daily deal site, featuring the latest fighters, trends, and plans. They send one of them today.
Brands?
Brands. You know what I'm saying.
Is that like bitches. Shrimp? Oh, that's prawns.
That's prawns.
Sorry.
They might sell prawns too. Prawns are pretty fucking tasty, especially the big jumbo ones.
So. Yeah, they're like the size of your finger, bitch. Deal with it.
We need to do that again.
We do.
Treat ourselves.
Once a year.
Maybe twice.
When did we do that? It was
January. January, yeah. Okay. We're about to do.
We're actually equipped now. We're both packing heat.
Yeah?
Yeah. I gave you heat today.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means. Don't worry.
MMAHQ.com. Check them out. We also, they give us posts randomly. Check our website for deals and stuff. But get on their mailing list. Recently, Facebook changed their shit. Did you hear about this?
No.
So now,
tell me.
Apparently, before they were posting their deals daily, and all of a sudden, Facebook wanted to charge them $100 every time they posted. So he's like,
"When is this legal?"
Starting this month. So he's like, "So wait a minute. I post a deal a day. You're telling me you want me to pay like $30,000 a year to you to post my fucking deals? No." So now he's
just post them.
Yeah. So we're gonna repost them. And also, you can sign up for their mailing list.
Are they going to try to charge us if we post the company's?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
That's interesting.
Yeah, $100. So fuck
what they can get.
They got to get their marketing money, but their stock is fucking hit. That's the
fuck
problem.
Them.
That's the problem.
How are they? They're profitable, right? You need to nickel and dime everybody.
I don't know.
I mean, I thought they were gonna like $5
ridiculous.
Charge everybody for like a corporate website. or a corporate page.
$100 a month, I think he would pay it. But $100 a fucking post is crazy.
Who the fuck they? The weird thing is, like, I didn't read about this anywhere.
Yeah. No. So a lot of companies for like featured posts or whatever, they're gonna start getting charged. Hopefully not us, because then we stop posting. I'm not paying $100 to post our show.
No,
it's not worth it.
We're not gonna do that.
But so check it out on the mailing list, and then of course we have DefenseSoap.com, where offense wins matches and defense keeps you on the mat. Did I say defense soap? I did.
Yeah, you're damn right. It smells delicious, almost good enough to eat. And it's probably safe enough to eat.
It might be.
I think it's organic and natural.
Yeah, let's check it out. We got a bar right here. There's
I bet you there's tea tree.
Tea tree oil,
maybe
eucalyptus oil, and some sodium palmate.
Totally
sodium chloride,
safe to eat.
Glycerin.
Oh, that can't be good to
tetrasodium, and water. So if you look at the ingredients on a bar of this shit versus like what's in your regular stuff, you can actually pronounce and you understand. Maybe you may not know what tea tree oil is, but it sounds natural, right? And it is natural.
Yeah.
But when you check your regular bar soap, there is nothing natural in that shit. And you know, I remember. Do you watch like Tales from the Crypt when you were younger? Remember that episode where they had that fucking the guy was making soap and he was melting everybody? Do you remember that?
No.
I just had a flashback from that this week thinking about
Wasn't that in Fight Club? They were making soap, but he wasn't melting people.
No. They were making soap. But no, it was like some weird shit. So he was making soap and he was melting people with the soap. They would like burn down. I forgot. It was a fucked up episode. That was a good show. Tales from the Crypt with the crazy guy. Yeah. Anyways, check out DefenseSoap.com. I'm sidetracking. It's because of this chocolate chili
Vixen bullshit.
Got me fucked up.
Speaking of alcohols, don't forget, we're also sponsored by Bars.
Good segue.
That's the best gluten-free beer in the business. Craft beer happens to be gluten-free. You go to barsbeer.com. You can find a retailer or a location near you. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, check out betdsi.com, where you can bet on all things MMA and get a 20% bonus. Go to betdsi.eu/MMA Nuts and enter the code MMA Nuts to get your bonus and all that shit.
And enter our contest. There's still time before UFC 148.
There is.
Check the details. Or fucking go to our website. Go to Facebook. Finger bang somebody. Whatever it takes.
I was drawing a D, but for you, it would probably be this way.
A double D.
Double D.
That's my favorite.
Triple
kind
D.
Of D. No, double D's ridiculous. You don't want that.
Triple D.
That's like
triple
belly
D
button.
so big can't walk.
Well, those are belly button hangers.
Punch forwards.
That's back problems.
Back problems.
That's you need to get a reduction.
Yes.
And don't get a reduction because that's not right.
Not natural.
That's right.
Stay natural.
And don't get an enhancement. No. Just be who you are.
Be real.
That's right.
Keep it real, bitches.
Be real, isn't he a rapper?
Stay black. Big dicks in your mouth, bad for your health.
Oh, it's big dicks in your ass is bad for your health.
Stay black.
Yeah.
Stay negros, bitches.
He goes off the reservation.
I'm all good.
I think that beer is too. It looks like goddamn chocolate milk. No, show him the glass. How thick that shit is.
Yeah, it's chocolate
That's
chili
like
Bach
Guinness
from Sam Adams
Square.
I have to say,
hell.
the first taste was a little bit like, ugh. But now that I'm a little buzzed, it tastes good.
Can you tell?
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
All right, so we're getting right into this main event.
Oh no.
Oh, such a tough fight to watch.
It was. What was your takeaway?
It was entertaining for 2 rounds, and then the last minute of the 5th, because there was a good lull. The first round, they're kind of dancing around, got to feel each other out. Franklin establishing the jab, working his little magic.
He was getting in there, man. He was getting in there. The jab was working.
And I just wanted to say, I'm sorry to Juanitas as a sponsor, because they fucking ripped that sponsor right off his ass. I'm like, oh my God, how much money did it cost? 1, Rich Franklin. 2, Juanitas. I don't even know what the fuck Juanitas is, but I know you got fucked.
Some kind of grocery store, I think.
Sorry and recognition and props to you.
Who was reffing? Herb Dean in that fight?
Mario Yamasaki.
Oh yeah, he walks over. He's like, "Hey, not gay or anything.
It was barely.
I gotta touch your ass and rip the shit off."
He could have been a little more gentle, but he just shredded this. He should have just fucking put it on his chest. Oh, I just whacked the mic. Sorry, everybody, but. Yamasaki.
He's looking a little crooked. Did you break it?
Hang on.
You're all good.
Yamasaki. I'm coming in loud and clear.
Who also speaks Portuguese.
He should have put the fucking sponsor on his body for ripping it off, because those guys got fucked. But anyway, back to the fight. So, second round, Wanderlei comes out and fucking Berserker drops him with a right. Franklin goes back, and kudos to Yamasaki for not fucking it up and stopping it too early because it was questionable. He could have stopped it.
Could have stopped it, I thought.
And arguably a 10-8. I certainly didn't think so, but some people thought it was, and online some people thought it was. But okay. But Wanderlei blew it all out in the second round, and you know, third round, fourth round, Wanderlei is not doing much, just recouping. Fifth round invokes the power of the crowd. Come on, fire me up. Wanderlei smash. Pride Wanderlei.
45 seconds.
Yeah, and then he got dropped again.
Awesome.
But it's a tough fight. I mean, I got to give props to Franklin because, fuck, he had like a 15 or 16-month layoff coming into this fight. Takes it on short notice and looks like the Rich Franklin of old.
Yep.
Full on
Dare
pink
I say
shorts.
TRT possibly?
He's thought about it.
I'm just saying.
He's not quite sure about it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Something. Well, two things.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Number one, I'd like to get your take on what you think constitutes a 10-8 round in MMA. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Second, start with
I'll go with that one. I'll start there. I would say the 10-8 round to me would have been the Frankie Edgar Gray Maynard fight. Where that I don't know, that might have been a 10-7. I think 10-8 is
give
murder.
Can you give a 10-7 in an MMA fight though?
No, because I mean the fight's over at that point. The only way you're going to get that is if you kick the guy in the balls multiple times and they take 2 points off and whatever. You're already losing. Mm-hmm. So 10-7. But I think the Frankie Edgar Gray Maynard is a 10-8. That's murder. That's multiple knockdowns, multiple stop. I want to stop the fight. I want to stop the fight. I didn't think that was a 10-8.
No, it was the whole round that happened. It's not just a brief span in the Franklin Silva fight.
Yeah, it's like a 30-second span.
It wasn't like that happened the whole round. And Edgar Maynard, I mean, it was like Frankie was running for his life.
Oh my God, he was like,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Like a bully on the school ground beating the shit out of like the little kid. I'm like, man.
I feel like a 10-7, the fight should have been stopped. If you let a 10-7 happen naturally without any sort of penalty for being a foul or whatever, I think the ref is not doing his job.
Yeah, 10-7 is Huerta getting soccer kicked in the head and still fighting on.
Okay, yes.
That's a 10-7.
Right. Okay.
But yeah. You get another question?
Yes,
or
I remember it.
Follow up?
Well, I'm curious. I'm going to ask this of the fighters that we know. I would like to know if you think that there are times in a fight where guys have an agreement either knowingly or unknowingly that, hey, we need to take a round off or we need to just kind of like recover because we just did some crazy shit. And let's just kind of hang out and spar a bit and then get back at it in a little while.
That sure looked like the third round. Like, hey, you good? Because it also looked like, I don't want to say Rich was pulling up and not going full force out of respect, but it kind of looked like that a little bit to me, where it's like, you know. But he said he didn't recognize what the hell was happening after that second round because he was in La La Land. So maybe that was it. He's clearing the cobwebs too. So
yeah. So you think it does happen, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think there's a little bit, but I think that's more in boxing because you have 12 rounds, so you have more rounds. Like, hey, let's take a couple off here.
Move a little bit.
Maybe a little less in MMA unless it's a 5-rounder, right?
Yeah.
That's why there should be 3-minute rounds. More rounds, shorter.
Yeah, but then that goes against the ground game. Then nobody has time to do any submissions. I know you don't care. He's like, fuck it.
Well, start him on the ground every other round. How's that?
Okay, that's crazy.
Flip a coin. We'll see if we're standing or whatever, squatting.
That's one way to do it, I guess. Yeah. Fair enough. So I have somebody I'd like to see Rich Franklin fight.
Go ahead.
I would really like to see him fight. I think the timing is right. He wants to make a title run.
The Spider?
No.
Thank God. Don't do that to a man.
The Spider. Our other favorite friend,
Who?
Michael the Count Bisping.
I like that on the one side, but I'm holding out for that Belcher fight with Bisping. So.
Oh, okay.
I struggle with this. I like that fight.
Because Bisping's injured and he got surgery. Franklin's coming off a fight. They could do this thing in the next 5 or 6 months. It would be good timing.
I'm okay with that. I still want Belcher though, because that's the thing for Belcher. It's like, where does he go? Because he's top 5 now.
I don't have Bisping as number 3. I don't know about you.
No.
I think he's 5 or 6-ish.
Yeah, maybe a solid 9.
Solid 9. Because, I mean, I know he thinks he's the
top,
top
10,
contender,
but he's not.
But
just because you went the distance with Sonnen does not make you number 3.
No. So the list is long in front of him. I think. So, what about Wanderlei?
Well, that's tough because, like, what happens if that was Vitor Belfort in there? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe his strategy's different.
Yeah.
I think he came in trying to go 5 rounds. Seemed like very calm and collected. And
I don't think you can match pace with Franklin, though. That's a tough thing.
Because if you go for broke, because like you brought up the Sonnen podcast with Rogan, where he said this, if you go for broke in the first round, you're done after that. So if he can't finish Franklin in 1 round, he's gonna fucking lose because there's no chance.
And as he's raining all those blows on Rich, I'm going. It's like I was torn because I picked Wanderlei to win, but I like Rich. I'm like, fuck, he's going for it. Yeah. But if he doesn't get it, he's so spent. This fight is done.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it was close. It was. I mean, it was a fun fight. I'm not gonna say it wasn't for the first 2 and then the last minute, but fuck.
Well, do you think he should just fight Vitor then, since Vitor got injured and they had they have all this bad blood? They were supposed to fight anyways. Should they just do it?
Yes and no. Like, yes, from the standpoint of it was coach versus coach, and it's something that you told everybody is going to happen, so you kind of want to deliver on that promise. But looking at his performance and how things are going, I mean, he weighed in at this fight at 188. Like, I don't think he had to cut anything to get down there, so he's looking
skinny.
He's looking a little skinny, and I don't know. I think we need a more classic matchup for him.
I don't either. Do you have anybody good?
No. It's just tough. I just don't want to see the guy get like brain damage. I know where he's getting to that point where it's like he's still got fight in him, that's for sure. But
what about
just be careful?
Didn't they have some beef in his car or some shit?
That ain't gonna work out well for the axe murderer. I'm sorry.
Probably not. Yeah.
Because he's just gonna take it down and
ground out.
You can't hook for life.
Yeah.
Because he ain't even blocking. He's just hooking, brother.
Yep.
It's all good.
It is.
Or not.
So. That's
what was your? I want to give props to all the refs in this fight because actually the whole card because Herb Dean made a good stoppage on someone where he like was waiting. Oh, it's time to stop the fight. Makes the catch on the fallen fighter.
Look it up.
And then Yamasaki with his performance in this fight. Good times. You ready to move right along?
Yeah, I don't have anything else for this card. I wasn't too keen on the Ultimate Fighter.
No, I mean,
for this whole thing.
There was some capoeira stuff going on. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The other fight?
Not that exciting.
No. I gotta refresh. I actually gotta piss, but
it's okay. We're almost done.
I'm gonna hold it.
Keep it going.
I'm gonna piss in a can.
Don't make the fans wait for this greatness. You got questions? Your mail questions? I don't have anything.
Okay. Curtis Paskin says, no question, but I enjoy hearing both of your opinions on the Nick Diaz suspension.
Was he at just you?
Yeah, just
thanks. It's fucking bullshit. It's still bullshit. It's still bullshit.
It's bullshit and still bullshit.
Yes.
You should not get fucking suspended for doing something that's legal, and you have a fucking medical marijuana card to do it.
Yes.
So they can, Nevada State Athletic Commission can eat a bag of stale pussies for all I care.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a bag of dicks. Let's go with a bag of stale pussies.
Okay.
Okay. This one's going to be tough. Ryan Smith asks, marry one, kill one, fuck one.
Oh, no. I hate these.
This one's really hard.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I think I know what you're going to go with. But Brittany Palmer.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey. Gina Carano.
Oh, that's easy. That's so easy. Palmer we'd fuck. Rousey we got to kill. And Carano I'll marry. Done.
Agree with. Carano's the Marion type
easy.
now.
Of course, man.
She's the breadwinner. She's a little thicker.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about her, like, fighting anymore.
It's all good.
Palmer is probably dumb as fucking rocks. I don't know her, but I'll just say it. In and out. You know? Rousey's crazy as fuck. You want no part of that.
Crazy.
You want no part of that. She
imagine,
might turn on you.
Okay, so imagine that
she
chick.
Can fuck you up.
You're fucking out drinking whatever, and say she's crazy, like those crazy women you had in college, your buddies you see, like, and she just goes postal on your ass when you get home, and you're arguing about some shit the whole night, and then what are you gonna do? She's gonna fucking take you down.
You're not gonna do anything. You're gonna
kick your ass.
You better hope you have
Fuck that.
Some fucking pepper spray, a rape whistle. Help! You're gonna get fucked up, man. You're gonna wake up with a goddamn Tabasco bottle jammed up your ass. Like, why is my ass bleeding and burning at the same time?
I'm sure she's cool, but
it's all good.
She's got to go down. That may be my favorite question ever.
It was really good. I had to think about that.
It's easy for me, but I think it's a great question.
It is.
Thank you, Ryan.
Throw that one out.
Yes.
So Matthew Whitehurst asked, do you think Franklin will be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame?
Of course.
I think that's a no-brainer. We were talking about this beforehand. He better have a fucking black eye on that picture in the Hall of Fame, or I'm going to come down there and put the black eye on his...
Painted in?
Yeah. It was kind of disappointing, because I think this is one of the first fights in a long time that he actually didn't have the legendary black eye going into the fight.
Okay.
And speaking of Rich Franklin, reminds me of that little elevator incident with him and Wanderlei Silva's crew, which is pretty funny, where Wanderlei Silva's crew's in the elevator fucking around with some guy that gets in with a suit on, blah, blah, blah. They go up to the second floor, and Rich Franklin's there, and he's like, fuck, I gotta get on this elevator. And then they all jumped him or hugged him or whatever, but you can see the video. It's all good.
Yeah, making a note. I'll be having it. It's gonna be happening.
Sweet. And then we talked about this. Efren Garcia asked, did you guys see that Roger Huerta get soccer kicked? He was out cold. Yes, we did. And
I'm not sure there's anyone who didn't see that.
Yeah,
it's making its rounds.
It was pretty sweet. Connor Hills asked, do you feel that the UFC / Dana White is expanding the organization too fast?
I think they definitely have a watered down kind of a feeling to some of the events, but it's growing pains that are probably good. I just worry what's going to happen if Dana White really is very sick and is not able to run shit. What's going to happen?
Right. I can name that tune in 6 notes. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Too fast, too soon.
You think Fox is killing it?
They're killing the sport for me a little bit. Just change the sound and some of the announcing.
They got the cash. They can do whatever they want.
I can't. What's his name?
Kao Borge Maya.
Thanks.
Koi Kao. Oh, sorry.
I cannot. I'm
Koi,
the worst.
I don't know how to say that.
Mr. Maya. You think Werdum deserves the title shot? Kind of talked about it.
Me?
Yeah. Do you think he does?
Not yet. He's in the mix.
He's in the mix.
He needs one more top name. I think, man, I don't know. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see Cormier come over and fight Werdum. I think he needs like a guy that's not quite the top 2, 3, but like another. Because Russow's like in that mix of lower level top tier guys. He needs one more in that upper...
The upper echelon?
Yeah. I almost want to see him fight maybe Overeem again. Shit, I don't know. I don't think they give Overeem a title shot right away, do they?
They shouldn't.
Yeah, so why don't they have a rematch?
He's got to piss clean first. Yeah. Piss clean,
well,
bitch.
He just had a drug test.
Yeah, who administered that? Like, himself?
Hey, I'm pissing now. I wish I could piss whenever I wanted to.
Like, why do you have a white penis, sir? Mind your business.
No reason. I'm melatonin free in my penis.
Yeah. I got the SWC.
Yes.
The small white cock.
Okay. I didn't know you
completely different than the BBC, the British Broadcasting, whatever.
Wow.
All right, Frank Fleming asks, what do you think of Franklin's chances of one last title run at middleweight?
I think if Anderson Silva's not at the top, he has a pretty good fucking chance.
He does, which is amazing because at this point, being 37 in his career and coming back from like 2 injuries / surgery, I thought he was done. I thought the sport had passed him by, but
Doesn't seem so.
You also got to put it in perspective too, because what Wanderlei Silva is he fighting now? It's not the Wanderlei Silva of old. So I always he looked pretty fucking good, but what's the competition?
Well, he's a guy I think who has a really good mental game as far as
he's got MMA. A high fighter IQ. Like he's smart as fuck as how he approaches the fight and what to do when he gets hurt in a fight. and how to come back.
Yeah, I mean, he can't go up against someone so much more physically gifted than him, like an Anderson Silva. But I think he could do well against the Chael Sonnen.
He just needs to stay out of the clinch. The clinch, not so good for Rich Franklin.
Yeah.
And you even saw that with Wanderlei.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be in that clinch range.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Anderson is kind of like the guy at the top that everybody... I think if he beats Sonnen, maybe he retires.
Or if Sonnen beats him, he retires.
Could be.
But I think he has an injury.
Who? Silva?
Anderson, yeah.
What? Oh, they're already starting?
Yeah, remember we were talking like he hurt his knee or his pussy or something.
His vagina is injured.
Burger King for the win.
Yeah.
Keith Farrell asked, do you prefer early stoppages like Mazzagatti style or ones like Yamasaki, let it go on for a long time that might have inflicted extra damage? I think I'll take that. I think it's situational. I mean, I'll go back to the Pat Barry Chicago fight.
Mm-hmm. Very good example.
You know, like what could have happened there? Like, a lot of guys would have stopped that fight. I probably would have stopped it, you know. Mm-hmm. But then Congo comes back and fucking delivers a knockout from hell on Pat Barry. So it's debatable. And even this fight, you know, Yamasaki makes the right call. Could have ended it in a second. Wanderlei could have walked away winner. There could have been fucking rioting and looting for all I know. Yeah. Brazil could have... He may have saved hundreds of millions of dollars worth of damage just on one man's decision.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, we talked about fighter IQ a minute ago, but I think referees have certain IQ too, where you have to really take into account everything that comes into a fight.
Yeah.
A guy's experience, a guy's history, a guy's track record, you know, like a Chris Lieben or somebody who has a history of taking a lot of punishment. You got to let shit go longer if you're in different weight classes. And a lot of times it's subjective. So it's almost like baseball, like these umpires, you know, sometimes, you know, you get lucky, you make the right call, and sometimes you get unlucky, you make the wrong call. I mean, I don't have a preference.
Instant replay.
Thank you. I think that's, well...
I don't know if it's applicable, but I just wanted to say it.
Because usually a replay, sometimes an outcome is a finality where a guy got knocked out. So how do you replay that? I don't know. But
you need, again, you need a software program to score the fights for us, so it takes the human element out of it. Because having fighters as judges is not going to help anywhere. Because even you have Ricardo Almeida, he's a judge now, and I think he blew a call on one of the nights. It wasn't on this card, but maybe a couple of cards ago where his call was off. So I don't think fighters being judges, I mean, it'll definitely improve what we have now, but I think as long as you have the human element, you're still going to have error. So we need fucking computers to score the system. And I don't give a fuck you need to put a chip in the gloves to register a land or what, but someone fucking, we got a lot of smart motherfuckers out there. Someone can develop some program, like, watch the sport, see who's winning, so there's no question, and then you
well, they can do it in a video game. Why can't they do it in real life? Right?
Yeah. And then put it up so everybody knows where they stand. That's the big thing. Don't let the fucking decision be a surprise to anyone. If you know where you stand at the end of 2 rounds, you're going to the third, like, fuck, I'm down by 2. I got to make some shit happen now. So
yeah.
That one seems like a no-brainer. That one they could do right now. Why they don't?
Well,
beyond me.
Does boxing...
There's smarter people than me, Keith Kaiser. Is he smarter than me?
I don't know. I'm staring at the camera.
Sweet. He might be. I don't know. It's all good. It's all I'm saying. There's no problem with judging. Is
that the last question?
I think I'll end viewer mail.
All right. If you'd like to send us a question to the show,
where can they do that at? Ingo?
fansofMMAnuts.com, or you can check out our Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, Tweeter, all those things. Be there or be...
Fly swatter.
Square.
Did you make a circle?
No.
Damn it. I wasn't even looking. I was just hoping he was making a circle.
I made a square. Or a rectangle. I can't remember.
Circle with another circle in between. Tune in,
Squashing
Tokyo.
Your face like a bug. All right.
Do you have any knowledge? I saw a movie.
Which one?
I saw the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Good.
It's worth a watch. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. 7's pretty good in my book.
I don't know if that's worth my $4 on iTunes or not.
No, just get the red box. $1.26. Don't be a bitch.
I don't like the
I
Red
don't
Box.
like to go out to Red Box.
Fuck going out the Red Box.
$1.26. And you might even get a 50-cent off coupon in the email.
Red Box?
It would be 76 cents.
I won't do the Red Box.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like it.
On principle?
Yeah.
Because you're past VHS.
Yes.
Fuck
I just
beta.
wanna download that shit and that's it. $4, $3.99.
I'm a cheap fuck. I will Red Box away for life.
Yeah, I know
or Amazon
you and
Prime.
a lot of people. For sure. I mean, I know it's popular because I go to the grocery store and there's fucking lines of Friday night. Oh my God, you can't even get near that Red Box.
Well, when I first heard of it, I thought it was the most retarded thing ever. And then I was like, wait, $1 or whatever it was, 99
Blockbuster or
cents?
something? Who owns them? Do you know?
No, Redbox owns himself.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I thought they had a bigger company.
Might be.
That's good. I might check it out. I mean, I'm like on the cusp of that one and Warrior is the two movies I keep almost watching. I may watch Warrior tonight. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I heard it's good. Maybe I'll eat a brownie.
Partake.
Eat a brownie and watch some Warrior.
It's all good.
Maybe.
Anything else exciting?
Well, let me just say, okay.
Good.
I mentioned this before.
Peruse something.
Before we started taping. I have evidence to the testament of how shitty our society has become. This weekend, I'm at Home Depot. Yes, I know, the cliche, with the wife and kid on Saturday, buying some shit at Home Depot. I come out in the parking lot, and I see people on their phone. I'm thinking, fuck, somebody hit our car. They're trying to call their insurance, whatever. No, somebody did hit our car, but just barely. But I come upon this scene where I'm looking, and I'm going, what the fuck happened here? There's a car with a missing bumper. The bumper is turned all the way sideways around to the passenger side. And these old people are sitting there trying to figure out, they're like, what happened? So apparently, some lady in her Lexus hit their car, ripped their bumper off, scraped up the whole side of the car, and never left a note or said anything, just took off.
Whoopsie.
You know, so you're a lady in a Lexus, who obviously Lexus is not a cheap vehicle. You're probably 40, 50 grand, right? How shitty of a person are you to do that in a parking lot and just say, fuck you, I don't even care. It's just bullshit.
They may not have realized they hit the car.
Okay. There was a tire track over the front side of the car. Are you kidding me? According to the officer who showed up on the scene, said likelihood what happened was the car clipped it and then the rear tire drove over the car. So how the fuck do you not realize you hit somebody?
The guy is jamming out. He's got party rockers on the radio. Party rockers in the house. Fucking, yeah, fucking bass is jamming. Probably 82-year-old old man.
Horrible, man. Horrible.
I agree.
People are shitty. And this is old. These people are old. I'm talking like 80s. Just like helpless in this parking lot.
Not to worry, kid. It's called car insurance.
Oh, Geico?
Yeah, they'll take care of
We
that.
need to get sponsored by Geico.
We get some fucking.
Can we get Flo in
gecko
here?
getting like.
No, is that Geico? Is that?
Yeah, that's
that
a
Flo?
little gecko.
There's a lot of people who like Flo.
What's with Flo?
Flo, the chick on the red hair chick on the commercial. Is it Geico? No, it's the other one.
That's progressive.
Progressive. That's it.
She likes to party.
Weird in a strange kind of way.
Like, she likes to party.
Yeah.
Just
I
guessing.
think Flo's dirty. I'm just saying.
You're damn right she is. That's the kind of chick that won't say no to anything you suggest.
That's right. You got anything for us?
Boxing gloves.
Boxing gloves.
She loves to get punched. That's all I'm saying.
Donkey
what? No, it's all good. Let's shut this fucker down because I got pissed.
That has been this week's edition of MMA Announced. My name's Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith.
See you guys next time. Big show coming up. UFC 148. Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen. All that good shit. Check it out next week.
Be there or be square. Draw a circle. Thanks for playing.